Hello, all you beautiful slayers out there in LA today. I have a list of some things I would like to see in the game as it progresses. So I wrote them down. But before we get into that, I wanted to express my absolute joy as we just learned not too long ago that Dead Island 2 has sold over 2 million copies since it came out, and that is awesome! Now, it goes without saying that any game in today's market is $70, and whenever you see, like, whenever they do that thing where they do like a game reveal and you get to see the gameplay, if it really doesn't appeal to you, no matter what game it is, if it doesn't appeal to you, do not buy that game. The reason why is because more than likely you will only play that game once. If you bother to even finish it, you probably may not even pick it up again. This is with any game, including Dead Island 2, and that is not worth $70 of your money. So if you really didn't have your heart set on Dead Island 2, I do not recommend spending $70 on this game. Now, with that said, I think it's fantastic that this game has sold over 2 million copies. Deep Silver is happy about that. Dam Busters is happy about that. They're offering up to like a year's worth of dedicated service to the game, which means that we're probably going to see updates, quality of life updates, things of that nature. So, with that said, let's get to the list of things I would love to see in Dead Island 2. We're gonna go over to my girl Danny here. The number one thing I would like to see them do is work on their audio design. There are moments in the game where you're moving through vents and it's a very tin canny sort of sound. It's fine for being in vents, but all too often we find ourselves in situations where we're talking to characters or we're in a much larger space and something is just off with the acoustics in that area, and it sounds like you are literally in a vent talking to someone. I hope that they go back through and they fix that, because that's immersion breaking. Like, you're in, was it a really good example? I've heard this, maybe you have too, when you're in Dr. Rubin's office and the way your character is talking to Dr. Rubin, it sounds like you and him are kind of talking through a tin can sometimes, and you see that in the game more often than should be in there. When you're inside like a house or something, it shouldn't sound like that, right? um, all right, so the next thing on my list, throwing weapons. Throwing weapons are not terrible in this game, but I would like to see them go back and maybe make it more satisfying. I mean, I was kind of hoping to see, like, I don't know, like Logan. When you're playing as Logan, he's got some awesome, awesome addicting. Like, it's addicting to throw weapons with him because it's just so great. I'd like to see maybe Amy get her throwing abilities tweaked a little bit to where she is that Logan character. I didn't see it. If I'm wrong, and you guys are like, oh, but Annette, you could throw a hunting knife, with a mod on it straight at a zombie's head and explodes almost every single time. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I will absolutely go in there and I will do that. I will test that out for myself. So if I'm wrong, but most of the time, like when I'm throwing weapons at zombies, like even like daggers or machetes, too often they just bounce right off the zombie. And as was before, knives and cleavers and machetes, like, you throw it and it just causes so much aggravated damage. If you have the right character that and they're naturally inclined to throw weapons, then you see like a lot of damage. Now, grant you could see it with the other survivors like Sam B and Xiao Mei and Perna, but when Logan did it, it was just extra juicy. So I'd like to see maybe Amy get that, I don't know, to where we could make a joke. Oh yeah, she's like the long lost daughter of Logan or something because she's got her dad's throwing arm. I don't know. That would be cute. Another thing I would like to see: zombies should be tougher at night. Oftentimes, especially like when you're in the story missions, you'll see like somewhat of a elongated splash over the level number of a zombie, it will be black, but you know that these zombies are nothing. Like, you have to be very careful when you're dealing with the ones that have an elongated splotch over their level. I think at nighttime, all zombies should have that. So you really need to, like, it kind of raises the stakes a little bit and gives some of us slayers, like, somewhat of a really good challenge. They should. It'd be nice if they could spawn in just a little more at night, like especially like elite enemies, right? Because it would make sense. The sun is down and they're less fearful, or they're less sluggish. They could be more aggressive. I'm not saying dying light hard, not at all. Because this is not a dying light game, and your Slayer is not like, their combat skills are not like super duper fast, right? It's not meant to be like a fast paced combat system. It's supposed to be like slow and methodical, and that's a beautiful thing in a Dead Island game. But I would like to see maybe the nighttime be just a little bit riskier, right? Not just setting a different mood, but also maybe maybe you got to watch yourself a little bit more out there at night. That would be great. With the added story content that's coming, I would love to see repeatable missions, like the bulletin board have like food and medicine missions, where you go and you secure a site for food and medicine, or you go pick up the food and medicine to bring back to a particular survivor group that's in need of those supplies. That would be cool. It'd be a little thing. It would be like something like you get now, right? With the, oh, go find so and so, or missing persons and stuff. I would like to see that expanded on, just to give us something to go out there and do when we feel like going out there and doing something a little, just little side activities. That would be cool. Storage space, expanding the storage space. I think we've been saying this forever, right, guys? I need more storage space. You need more storage space. We all could use more storage space. Now, yes, it's true. Your Slayer has got like several slots on each of them, so there is kind of like your like half of it is dedicated to weapons you can arm yourself with, and then there's the little storage space underneath it. So your survivor is technically a little mini storage space unto themselves. That's fair, but I feel like the storage space could use a third tab, right? You would have weapons that you're collecting, and then you could have your lost and found retrieval, and then you could have a secondary tab. I don't know what they would call it, but essentially it'd be like your little trophy, your little mini trophy room in your storage, right? Where you can keep those weapons. Because honestly, when I find my legendary weapons, the legendary guns and the legendary whatevers, that's where I'm wanting to put them. I want to put them in storage so I can say, yeah, I found them and there they are, and just sort of keep them there. But when you're having to juggle such little space between multiple slayers, yeah, sometimes you got to make sacrifices. Like weapons that you really wanted to just sort of keep in there because you're starting to get attached to them, but you don't really want to use them. You just want to save them. You don't have much room when you're juggling between 6 slayers, right? But again, yes, each slayer is their own mini storage. You could argue that, but we need more storage space, guys. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, this is another little thing. This is the storage thing is a big deal. A little thing would be like, I know that they're going to probably start rolling out like outfits for the different slayers, and I'm not going to lie, I hate to say it, but I would totally spend $3 on a new outfit for Carla. That poor baby, she needs something cool, okay? And I don't mean something outlandish like a secret agent outfit or anything. No, just give us like different options. That would be cool. I would gladly change up her wardrobe. That poor thing. Because I mean, she gets really bloody out there, right? But it goes without saying that. But wouldn't it be cool if like in-game vendors sold outfits too? I mean, they don't have to be super snazzy, but it would be cute, like little t-shirts and jeans or skirts or just whatever, right? Because it stands to reason, like LA is like a major hub area of fashion, right? So you mean to tell me that none of the vendors are ever going to get in a like a sideline of, oh, well, we found these fresh clothes. You know, you can pick through them if you need to change your clothes. You're getting too stinky or something like that. You know, and you can spend in-game money on buying clothes for your character. And you could save the really cool stuff for like outfit bundles. That's totally cool. But I don't know. It would be cool if the vendors sold us clothes, even if it was just something silly as, you know, t-shirts, you know, maybe like Gods and Whiskey t-shirts. I don't know. It would just, it's something but ever so slight. And finally, I would love for there to be a radio station in the game. Somebody takes over the radio station and they can play like some indie rock music and maybe give you news on the hour or every half hour. It'd just be some kind of zany stuff that's going on in LA. Another, again, this is very slight. It's not a necessity, but I think that it would be kind of cute. You could have a lot of fun with that, I would think. So anyway, yeah, those are just some stuff that I would love to see in the game eventually at some point. Again, the game is getting a year's worth of TLC from Dan Buster Studios, and Deep Silver is really excited about the amount of money that this game is bringing in, enough to where we could be seeing a sequel. I believe some of my boys here on the YouTube channel had said, wouldn't it be neat if the next Dead Island takes place on the most famous island in America, which is Manhattan? Holy crap, that was a good idea. Like, shut up and take my money. That would be neat. Or they could take it back to a more tropical setting. That would be cool. That would be cool. I'm down for just about anything, okay? Because as it currently stands, I really like the way the game plays, and I like the quirkiness of it. I want more of this, please, from my Dead Island game. Absolutely. The last thing on my list is parkour. No, I'm kidding. No. Too many times people are like, oh, well, you know, if there's no parkour in it, then why bother? It's like, it's a Dead Island game. Stop it. Okay? There are parkour zombie games out there. Or at least in Dying Light 2's case, you know, there's a generic action game with parkour in it that also happens to have zombies in it. So but anyway, yeah, so that's my list. Sound design, kind of fix the sound design. Maybe kind of go back and rework the throwing to make it more fun, throwing weapons. Zombies, make them just, you know, make them a little more, make them a little tougher at night, you know? Retrieving food and medicine instead of just, you know, finding people. You could be out there finding food and medicine for the survivors, you know, just little side activities. Another things, of course, expand the storage space. And the last two are not like dire or anything, but it would be cool if maybe the vendors had more to sell than just weapons, you know, maybe cool, like cute outfits or t-shirts or something that you could wear. And radio station, a LA radio station. Hello, LA. It's got me thinking of that because the radio station would be cool, because I remember the radio station in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Deb of Night. That was really cool. The Deb of Night radio station was pretty cool. It was very well thought out, and it added so much to the game's personality and the atmosphere. No matter where you went, you started out Santa Monica, and then you went to Hollywood, and then wasn't it Chinatown? No, you went to Santa Monica, then you went to downtown LA, then you went to Hollywood, and then eventually the game ends in Chinatown. But there are some side steps along the way, the Giovanni Mansion and stuff like that, and the Warrens, the frickin' Warrens, which is just another sewer level. Ugh. But yeah, there was always, no matter where you were, you walked into some kind of convenience store or you walked into your apartment and the radio was always playing and there you heard, hello, Helle, this you're listening to the Deb of Night. And it just I don't know. I think Dead Island 2 could benefit from having like a quirky radio station like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for now. You all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and you all stay safe out there in Helle, okay? And I will catch you on the flip side. And don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe there's something what would you like to see in the game? Hmm? What would you like to see? Anyway, I will catch you all on the flip side.